All right, to help us spin it forward here, we got to have our quarterback who used to spin it back in the day, Matt Ryan, tapping in. And, you know, the football gods giving us something here, Matt, when it comes to those MVP type of matchups here in Lamar and Josh, Ravens and Bills. We got a small sample size week 4, but as you know, it's a different team. What do you expect this time around?
Yeah, I think both teams are different. And honestly, I'm fired up that we got this game. We were all sitting in the studio, you know, this weekend, kind of crossing our fingers when we saw it was going this way, that this one would be on CBS. I think it's the game of the weekend. And you talk about both the quarterbacks, the seasons that they've had, but the run game's on the offensive side of the ball. The run game came to life yesterday for the Buffalo Bills. The run game for the Baltimore Ravens is as good as there is in the league. I think both defenses have gotten better since that Week 4 matchup. I expect this one, you know, to be a high-scoring game. And you know, I think we're all hoping that it's one of those games that comes down to the last drive and we get to see either Josh or Lamar with the ball in their hand to go win the football game. But I think it's going to be a great one. I'm excited to watch it. Both teams played, you know, gave dominating performances in the wild card round. So, I mean, this is all you can ask for. This is the best time of the year. We got the best matchup of the weekend. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah, this one, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, you figured they'll probably go 1-2 in the MVP race as we get that in the coming weeks. But then the other AFC game, Matt, of course, that we're looking at is the Texans, and you feel, okay, they did what they needed to do and being able to get that win for the second straight year, advancing to the divisional round. But they've never made it to an AFC championship game, and now they get the Chiefs standing in front of them. I mean, just how does this one shape up? Do the Texans have a chance?
Given the way their defense played last week, you know, the front seven, the edge rushers, the number of different guys that were getting after the passer, their ability to cover in the back end, two of the better corners in the league right now, safeties that are ball hawks, it's going to take a performance from that defense like they had last week and maybe even up a notch. But they impressed me. They impressed me. The way they played, the way they ran the football. And then the X factor's got to be C.J. Stroud. If he plays like he did from the moment he bobbled that snap and then found the crossing route deep down the field, from that point on in the game, he was excellent. If he can tap into that, play that way for 4 quarters, there's a chance, you know, there's a chance. And then meanwhile, we talked to all these other 3 teams, and Kansas City's just been sitting at home basically for the last 2.5 weeks, you know, getting healthy, getting ready, giving Andy Reid more time to game plan, giving Steve Spagnuolo a chance to get that defensive front, Chris Jones, fresh and develop a plan to try and shut down this Texans offense. I mean, it's going to be a tall task. There's no question, you know, for the Houston Texans. But that defense, man, they impressed me. They impressed me on Saturday afternoon, and it's going to require another big-time performance.
That one Saturday, of course, and that is the appetizer. I mean, I get it. You got the defending champs, but then, of course, the main course on CBS at 6:30. Matt Ryan, as always. You're not done. That's just one side of the table. But when it comes to everything in the NFL Today, Sunday, you can catch the crew at 12 Eastern on CBS. As I mentioned, Matt is not done. On the other side, we got more work to do.
Because one side is done and the other we have to cover. Matt's hanging with us still. We will talk about the NFC. Get your popcorn ready for Lions and Commanders with some more of that with the Morning Buzz when you come back. Fresh Takes are presented by Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food. And Matt Ryan's still here with us. Matt, it feels like the Commanders they found a way to get it done this season every step of the way. But now they're staring up against the Lions, waiting for them. Can they keep it competitive, at least against Detroit?
Story, I really do. I love the story of the Commanders, but I think they're running into the juggernaut up in Detroit. Jaden Daniels was unbelievable last night. I mean, this dude has no pulse, right? Like, he's not even smiling after the field goal doinks in at the end of the game. He just, you know, kind of cold-blooded out there. But I thought he played really, really well from out the gates. I thought they used him well moving around. It's going to require a huge performance from him, you know, whether that's running the football like he did last night, making plays like that, extending plays on the run, accuracy down the middle of the field right here to McLaurin. So I don't I think Detroit's too much for them. Can they keep it competitive? Yeah, I think they can. I mean, there's something about the grit of this team, the toughness. I think Dan Quinn's done a great job of kind of instilling that mindset within his locker room. But Detroit, to me, just has too much firepower. Offense is playing great. The way the defense ended the season, pressuring Sam Darnold, I think they're going to try and have to hit Jaden early, right? And I think Aaron Glenn's going to be aggressive in this ball game. So I think Detroit takes care of business, but it's awesome to see Washington back, winning playoff games, first time since 2006. It was fun to watch last night.
Dan Campbell and crew will be looking to bite Jaden Daniels' kneecaps off in this one, as he said so many years ago. So this is when you kind of put the proof in the pudding. The other game that is maybe a little unique when it comes to the Vikings and the Rams playing in Arizona due to those wildfires. But on top of that, you got a 14-win team in the wild card round. And on the other side, the Rams, who at one point we didn't even see a postseason run, but they turned it on late. How might this matchup weigh out here between these two?
I think this was probably the most intriguing matchup of the entire wild card weekend, right? Two teams playing well coming into the postseason. I know Minnesota had that loss versus Detroit in the last game of the season, but you mentioned it, 14 wins, really impressive season from them. On the other side, I think the Rams, halfway through that season got healthy and started to play really good team football. I think they're running the ball well. Kyron Williams, really, really good out of the backfield for them. I think Stafford with Nakua and Kupp. I expect this one to be a high-scoring game tonight. I think Stafford's ability to handle pressure is going to be the key to the game because Brian Flores is going to send it at him. He's been very good at his career. He's tough. He'll stand in there. He understands how to get the football out of his hand. But the way he does it tonight, I think, is the key to this football game. If he handles the pressure, I think the Rams win.
Yeah, that tonight, 8 Eastern, to officially set the scene for all the teams in the playoffs as we move forward. Matt, it's always a pleasure hanging with you on a Monday morning. Stay warm as you get ready for everything that's coming up ahead of you in the future. And, of course, the future will include the Super Bowl, and we look at the updated odds to win it all. The Lions, the favorite, sitting there at plus 310. The Texans, we mentioned, can they keep it competitive? Can they do anything to win? 44-1 of those odds, so maybe a chance to make a lot of money if you like Houston. But you see the Lions and Chiefs leading the way at 1 and 2.
When you need your sports news all the time,
we've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ gives you a snapshot of all the sports that matter to you.
Big news coming out of the NFL. A lot of movement in the rankings this week.
With highlights.
What a finish at the final round of play.
And in-depth analysis.
Can they three-peat? Tony Romo joins the conversation.
What can you say about this game?
When you need your sports in a snap,
we're bringing you that breaking news right here on HQ.
Find it on CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free anywhere you are.